Good evening, friends. I'm sorry for all the technicality. Not that I was delayed, but this is the first time I'm doing this go live from Facebook. I had been doing recorded sessions earlier, and so these issues came up. So, so why I'm here, right? So one of the major thing I'm passionate about. There are so many things that I'm passionate about, but one of the major thing that I'm passionate about is book reading. And I recently read a great book, which is named as the Mamba Mentality. And this Mamba Mentality is the book which actually gave me so many things. I'll tell you how it started. So basically, before that, so I'm Vineet, and I have almost 17 years of experience in IT, and been working with various companies more or less on technology. And I'm really passionate about my technology and, of course, about my job. And but along with that, I always wanted to do something beyond what I'm doing in my technical, and that's where I think book reading habit started. And we also formed a small community who are passionate about books, and yeah, that's how it started. And when I started reading autobiographies, which actually intrigued me. I read autobiographies of different people like Nelson Mandela and all of this. But this book, particularly from uh, Kobe Bryant's book, who he has written his own autobiography. I was Since it's Corona is going on, so what I did is I actually bought it on Kindle, and this book is full of all the photographs and everything. It is not only text; it's lots of pictures are there of Kobe's, and so how it started. I'll just start with that. So what happened? I am sure you remember 26th January, right? So 26th January is anyway so important an event for India, and that is Republic Day, right? And on that Republic Day, something else also happened. So I was on Twitter and I saw a trend that was going on for girl dad, and I being dad of 6 years old daughter, it actually made me to think what exactly is it, why it is trending, and I just clicked on that hash girl dad, and I chanced upon to see Kobe Bryant's about I that was the first day surprisingly that I came to know about Kobe Bryant. Okay, this is the guy who is Kobe Bryant, and I know you must be many of you might be laughing. How can you not know this such a legendary guy and whatnot, right? But trust me, I will be honest with you. This was the first time I came to know about, and I know that's my foolishness, but that's how it happened. But when I just thought, who is this guy, and I came to know that he's a legend, not any normal guy, and uh, he died on in just 41 years of age in a helicopter crash with her daughter. That was really an unfateful day for many of the sports lover, but that day remained in my mind. The reason is that was the day when I realized who is Kobe Bryant, because that guy has, after knowing about him, that guy has changed my perspective in so many things. So, and you will not believe when I read about him, when I understood what who is that guy. It's surprises. There can't be bigger foolish than me. So I'll just tell you some of his credentials, and you will surprise that what he has done. He is the one player who has played 20 seasons of basketball successfully and is touted as second best basketball player after Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. He's the greatest guy, and he was the one who had competed with Michael Jordan's legacy. And he has been 5 times all-time champion. He has been MVP, 18-time All-Star NBA, leading soccer, leading scorer, and whatnot. He's one of the richest sports person on earth still. So basically, he was making more than $600 million kind of money, which was almost close to what Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan used to earn. They all actually earn. And not only that, he actually the his famous autobiography, which I'm going to talk on today, is Mamba Mentality, was a bestseller. It won so many awards. This guy made a short film called Dear Basketball, and it won Academy Award, Oscar Award, my dear. And it doesn't stop there. He was also an entrepreneur and a successful entrepreneur. And he wanted to be in the league of companies like Coca-Cola and all others, and all big companies had already collaborated with him. But somehow it happened, and I, even though he built an empire in business, but he couldn't compete with those big companies. But that's how his life was. So many things in one life. I remember his one of the saying that Kobe said. Kobe said that basically he was. If you see, okay, before that, just right. If you see, if you remove all these records and so many things which are there, right? If you just remove these rings and records and whatever it is, it's easy to see why so many people got inspired from Kobe. Why so many people were trending Kobe. He pursued his childhood dream of becoming the best in basketball. He pursued for it relentlessly. On he was when 6 years old the dream came to him, and he never gave up on this. He had so many challenges in first 20 matches. He was not even able to score even once, but still he pursued, still he continued, and that's where his journey started. That's where he started becoming successful. And I remember his very nice thought on dreams. He says that it's easier said than done to pursue your dream, because I think we all have dreams. But once you go through the process of trying to make those dreams a reality, you hit obstacles. And I think, unfortunately, because of pressure, anxiety, or responsibilities, you kind of give up on those dreams, and somewhere along the line, you lose that imagination. In simple words, he simply says that we all have dreams, but somewhere those obstacles, those challenges in life stops us to pursue that. We all have some passions in our life, right? So during this COVID time, during this lockdown time, if you see, there are people who are trying to utilize this time, and then there are people who are just getting bored, who are just spreading all the negative news here and there, right? And I understand that it's all already a depressing time, but how would it help by spreading those depression, right? So that's where I founded this new passion, since I'm already reading books. So last year I actually read 35 books in a year, and that was a kind of record for me. I never used to read even 2 books a year, and they I think in 2018 I read almost around 17 books. In 19 I read 35 books, and this year I'm targeting to read 50 books. So I thought in this crisis time I should start sharing my knowledge, start sharing my reviews of the book, and also my perspective about that book, my own life perspective on that. And that's where this started. And the first book I took hence was Mamba Mentality. But the question is, first thing, do you even know what we want to do? So again, Kobe says that the moment you are aware what you want to achieve, the world becomes your library, which you leverage and try to be better in your craft. Amazing thought, isn't it? The moment For example, I know that I'm passionate about book. I want to talk about book. I want to read books. And the moment I saw that my so many people are doing Facebook Live on so many things, on COVID and this and that, I thought, why not to start doing Facebook Live on some positive stuffs. And that's where this initiative started. That's where I thought, okay, and I know this is not a. I had sent some other link and had to generate some other link, and that's why many people are not able to connect. But that's how it starts, right? I've just started small, and I know that gradually I'll try to push more positive content from all the good books that I'm reading. So that's why I started connecting with my passion here. Coming back to this book, so this book is not only textual book, it has so many, as I showed you, it has lots of I think even the real book, so this is a soft book on Kindle, which I bought for 700 bucks. But if you see, I'm sure if you would be able to see on the real book, I think it will be even more beautiful, because everything, all the memories of Kobe is part of this book. So because I think it has to be created on the Kindle version, still he has given many text. Let's see. Yeah. So so amazing book. I think it, as I said, it changed my perspective in so many things. One is on the work ethics. I was surprised. So this guy was so successful, but still the kind of work ethics he had, I don't even have when I'm not that successful. Of course, I'm successful when I see, you know, having so much of experience, working at a senior position. When I see people around me, I look to be successful. But when I see bigger people like Kobe and Tendulkars and Narendra Modi's of the world, right? Somewhere I feel, yeah, there are so many things. I have same bones, same blood. I can do so many other things. Why to limit our potential, isn't it? And that's where I created a group on Facebook saying unlimited potential. Why to fix our potential, right? Why not to um, do much more, much beyond than where we are? And we all have that potential, I don't know if you heard Vivekananda. Always used to say, Shivoham, we are the Shiv. Shiv is inside us. We can do anything that we want. Yeah. Question is, do we really want? Right. So I'll tell you a story about Kobe on which is there in this book, and around his work ethics. So there was a guy named John Celestin who was his initial competition, and he was a guy who used to come first in the practice session. So if it, let's say, session was happening at 5 a.m., he will come at 4:30 a.m. And he was famous for this. That, my God, what a kind of work ethics he has. But there was a big problem, and it was Kobe. So the moment Kobe arrived, in his words, he says, John says that he was a problem for me. So somewhere he was taking my title back. It used to infuriate me. He used to show up an hour before me. I was already coming earlier, and he used to come at 3:30 a.m. But one day, what happened? Bryant hand got injured, and he has all the cast in his hand, and it was completely injured, and it was hard to play basketball and all. And he was very happy. At least for next few days, I'll be again the one who is going to come first. And he was very happy. The next day he came and thought, at least finally I'll beat him to the next practice. I'll go to gym earlier. I'll go to practice earlier and work harder than him. But the moment he reached at the court, he was hearing some sound of basketball, tuck, 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 tuck. He asked the trainer, "What's going on? Is someone already there?" Trainer laughed and said, "Friend, you already know who will be there." And I was so angry. My God, still he's here. Still Kobe is here. He's already there, and he was already there with a cast in his right hand and shooting and dribbling with his left hand. So already he had practiced for more than an hour. There was an awe in his voice. And John says that's why he was the greatest. He said, I never played with Michael Jordan. I can't compare with him. But I can say I with whomsoever I played, he is the best. No one is like him. And there are so many stories about Kobe on his work ethic. So there was a time when he started practicing at 4 a.m. and he continued till 11 a.m. almost 7 hours because he wanted to finish 800 shots. Think about it. 7 hours of practice. 1 hour you try to do. We do 1 hour exercises in the form of our um, online workouts, and trust me, it is so sweating after that. So sweaty session after 1 hour. It's hard to continue even after that. But here, this guy practiced for 7 hours, 7 hours long, and still he was ready for his match. So this was Kobe's. So this book is going to give you that hope that if you do work, if you do hard work, if your work ethics are good, you can achieve anything. You can achieve of dreaming. You can a simple guy like Kobe thought of beating Michael Jordan, and he actually reached to his best. A simple guy becomes Sachin Tendulkar. Simple guy becomes whatever he wants, right? Muhammad Ali, Michael Jackson, all the big names, isn't it? Somewhere they started very small. Amitabh Bachchan, right? So why this book and why this was the reason, due to his work ethics and due to his focus on his work, he gave himself name the Mamba, and that's where this book's name is Mamba Mentality. To be that focused, to be very fast. I don't know if you know about Mamba snake. So it's so fast that it can overrun even human or whatever speed he's running. So that's why it's called and that's where it came that he has Mamba Mentality, and it became famous, and that became the name of his book. Now, so this is all about his basketball, but as I said earlier, so that was just one part of things that he done. The moment he retired from his legendary career, he wrote this book and it became bestseller. He was the first athlete to win Academy Award for his movie, Dear Basketball. He also became venture capitalist and started $100 million media tech company, and he started supporting so many businesses. When he passed away, he had net worth of $600 million. Oh, just think about it. Net worth of $600 million. So, in the last, I would like to tell one quick story about Kobe. So Kobe was actually, again, people were asking questions to him. One of the guy asked him that, Kobe, I am very passionate and I have so many dreams, but sometimes I get lazy to, go behind the dream. So what should I do? And his response was epic, my friend. Actually, when I heard it first time, when I read it first time, I was hurt. How can he say like that? But after knowing this guy, I understand why he said that. And he says very clearly that I don't relate with lazy people. Kobe says, I don't relate with lazy people. I don't speak their language. I don't understand you. I don't want to understand you. Yeah, how hard hitting. So basically, I can't solve your laziness problem. Right? That is something that you have to solve somehow. But then he says, but the moment The one thing that keeps you going is if you're clear what you want to do in your life. That's what I'm taking from this book. Are you clear about your dreams? Are you clear about your passions? Are you living up to your potential? So he says, the moment you know what you are, the moment you know what you want to achieve, the world becomes your library so that you can better your craft. For example, I really like public speaking, I really like book reading, and I thought, why not to make Facebook Live also as a tool for me? And that also helps in my job. So wherein mostly I'm into technology and those stuffs as an enterprise architect and those, but still the good part is I can leverage the skill even there. So friends, just think about it. What is your passion? What is that you want to do in your life, and pursue it with full work ethics. If your motivation is going down, read this book, The Mamba Mentality. Trust me, you will never think about laziness after that. And that's what it happened to me. I'm sure that's what it will happen to you. That's what I wanted to review. It's an amazing book. I'll give 5 stars. There's so many things there. It's not a very long book to read, full of photographs, but whatever text he has given, he has written in from his heart, and that's why it's a bestseller, and that's where it will motivate you. Do read this book and keep and get yourself motivated. Make a dent in the universe. Change people around you, grow them, help them to grow to the next level. And I'll share. So basically, you can just put a comment if you. Um, so I also run a book club wherein people from same thought process join, and they share their own perspective. So do let me know if you're interested to be part of that book club. We'll discuss and see if that makes sense to you, if that is something that you're looking for, if that suits your need. So you can just like, comment here, and do let me know. So it was great talking to you, and I hope I added some value. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.